Well, hello, Quest. Good to see you again. So here we are with a video newsletter for this week, and there is a topic we want to put on the table. But I just want you to know that we hope that everyone is doing well. But I also know that in the nature of life is it has tribulation. Jesus said that in this world you'll have tribulation, but take courage because I have overcome the world. And I think as we look at the big scriptures, the reality is, he says, my presence will make a difference in the midst of all of life, both the good parts, the hard parts, that his presence. That's, I guess, maybe the most beautiful thing. When Jesus came, he was called Emmanuel, meaning God with us. I guess that's maybe what we need in the midst of life. God, just be with me through all that we go through. And so I just want you to know that as we do this thing together, being with each other, and the Lord's presence in the middle of it, we do life together, right? So that's what it's all about. So in connected to that, what a topic for today that I want to throw out there is this idea of volunteerism in what we're doing. We could never afford to simply make everything that we do a hired position. Now, I don't want to be hypocritical because obviously what I get to do, which is an incredible privilege, to be honest with you, obviously. But you guys pay me to do this job, and we pay a variety of people to do certain things that we hopefully are critically important to execute the ministry. But our job is to equip people for the cause of the gospel and for the work of ministry. And so we need volunteers to make this thing happen. And so for those of you who can afford to both work a job and then volunteer here at Quest, it's really important. It's incredibly vital to this whole thing. So I want to invite you, just pull you in to be a part of all the places where we use volunteers. And there's a lot of them. And so I can't even name them all, but a couple that I'd like to highlight. One is down in children's ministry. And so want to really invite you to be a part of that ministry. Whether this summer we have some needs, but also in the fall and ongoing to be able to utilize you. And I just want to say, the world that we live in, same world that we've all lived in for a long time, but the world we live in, there's a tremendous need to invest in the lives of young people. Whether they be elementary or even pre-elementary, or post-elementary in the areas of junior high and high school, or middle school. I guess I grew up in a junior high, but it's called middle school now. These are really important. So formative years in the lives of these young people, because the world's competing for their attention and for their not only their attention, but their commitment. The world's looking for that. And much of what the world has to offer is really unhealthy and really not the design of God. And we unfortunately, the world used to be kind of controlled, or at least guided, as in Western culture, by a Judeo-Christian understanding of life. That's no longer true. It has been captured by a worldview that totally leaves God out of the picture. And it's replaced it with man being in the middle of the picture, and man decides to do what man decides to do, and whatever it is that mankind wants. And unfortunately, if we really are created by God in his image, that his design for life is that which is really healthy and good. And the rest of it begins to undermine that. And so we really want to help young people, help parents be supportive of parents in their process of helping their kids understand the world and life from a Judeo-Christian understanding, a biblical worldview. So I would invite you to be a part of that. There are some other places, obviously, to be able to help with either hospitality or even the safety team here at church on Sundays. We could use 3 or 4 new people to be a part of that safety team. You don't have to be a policeman. You don't have to be the best athlete in the world. It's just helping us have a safety consciousness on Sunday mornings. So we have some needs in that area. Then ministries that both are inside of Quest, but also beyond Quest, to have volunteers. To make it work, we have to have literally hundreds of volunteers to do what we do. And I want to invite you into that. We'll be starting up in Messy Church again, which in chapter 12 is going to be a lot about people's giftedness, people's abilities that God has wired them for, and testing those giftedness and seeing, where do I fit? Where can I serve? That's a really important piece of who we are. So we'll start talking about that more in the future. So volunteer, where can you serve at Quest? Where do you fit in? And whether it's a perfect fit or not a perfect fit, that's sometimes just experimenting, right? So we want to invite you to be a part of the ministry. Every piece is important. Every piece, every person is important. None more important than the others. That's what we're going to find the scriptures say. So I want to invite you into being a part of it, okay? So would you take that seriously? It could be sacrificial. It may cost you significantly, but that's what I think he's calling us to. So you guys, come join in what we're doing, okay? All right. Thank you. We'll help you understand what those places are more and more and more as we go along this year. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be a part of you. And we look forward to the days ahead. All right. See you.